It's extremely important to remember that even from the very first time you learn a new left-hand shape for the guitar, that to facilitate learning the shape faster and better, you should be improvising with it. Now, specifically what this does, here's part of the issue. Here's the reason why that is. When you play a scale, for example, it could be an arpeggio, a scale, a lick, whatever, but let's take a scale as an example. And let's just say the fragment of the form 1 major scale from here to here. So frets 3, 5, 2, 3, and 5 on the second and first strings. And facilitating that exchange between those two strings requires that your first finger be prepared to hit this F sharp in total rhythmic seamlessness right after you hit the E with the pinky on the second string. And this is a pretty wide stretch. So to play this properly, to really know that that's coming up, I can't start with my first finger closed down here with all the other fingers. It doesn't matter what I do, it's going to be late. It's just always a little late. So to play this, I really got to have this first finger pre-bent down into that position. And that requires foreknowledge about what is coming up, so that even the notes you're on, at least 2 notes away, you've got to already have this first finger bent down here onto the second fret, hovering. You've got to have that prepared at least a couple notes in advance. So because of that, you need to hold bits of the scale in your mind as an object while you're playing. And it's for that reason that improvisation is crucial, because it's going to allow you to break up parts of the object, parts of the scale shape that you're learning, into smaller bits, and then rearrange the ordering of those bits. And that will get you knowledge. It's literally training the knowledge so that if you're up here, you're still aware of what would need to happen if you would need to go down here. So like negotiating these big transfers that are going to come up in improvisation help you to know about the shape of the scale no matter where in it you're playing. Every finger that I put down in this scale knows where every other finger goes when it wants to go there. If I'm here and I know I want to play the C on the third string, the pinky knows exactly what it's doing. It's hard to sort of prove this to you, obviously, externally, because you're not going to take my word for it. I could have just been, I could have just been picking the example and prepping it, whatever. It could have been a conscious effort, but trust me, it's not. These sort of... I particularly think of the F sharp there. Knowing that that's F sharp is just so secure in my mind, it doesn't matter what I do. When I play this lick, I know that is coming. When I'm doing this little trill. And it's like, when I get it, it's F sharp, I know it. And I know it's with the third finger. And that's a simple example, but even harder ones. G, the notion of the home base of G in the second finger in this shape is so ingrained. But you get there by actually having to negotiate some of those transfers, so that if someone actually asked you, okay, you're on A now in the first finger, in the fourth finger, get to G on the sixth string now. Get to G on the fourth string now. Get to B on the third string now. Get to F sharp on the first string now. Get to, those types of commands when they actually come up in improvisation. And that's what's crucial. So we're going to do that. And we're going to use the Form 1, well, let's see, what was I using? For me, we're going to train the arpeggios. We're going to train the diatonic 7th chord arpeggios for the Form 1 major scale, and we're going to pick 2 to choose from. We're going to set our metronome up and we're going to do a bar of improv in 1 chord, alternating back and forth between 2 chord shapes. And it's just you don't have to do it that way. You can pick pick 1 shape to work with. Obviously, if you're learning a scale from the very first day, try to pick at least a small segment of the scale and improvise with it. So get really good at strings 2 to 1 and own every note of that. Know every name of every note. Be able to solfege every note. Sol, fi, sol, fi, re, mi. Sol, fi, re, la, sol, mi, re. Sol, la, re, mi, fi, sol, re, la, sol. Oh, whoops. La, re, mi, fi, sol. So even, you see, it's challenging even to own a small amount of real estate on the guitar. And improvisation is crucial to getting that type of control. Okay, so let's do it.